Please like, hit that button, and please hit that button. Subscribe.
Wait, what?
That was cool. Keep that in there too. Wait, what? That was cool.
No. I'm not keeping wait, what?
Wait, what?
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to the break room. What's up, y'all?
Hey, y'all.
We appreciate you guys coming by watching these vids. This is gonna be Joey Diaz.
Joey.
Love Joey.
True friendship. True
True
friendship at a memorial service. You said it was funeral, but I'm guessing that's what this is.
This is the funeral, yeah.
Joey's one of the best storytellers.
Massive storyteller.
Him, Charlie Murphy, neck and neck.
Yeah.
Like they're probably top two damn near ever.
Beyond engaging. Yeah, beyond engaging.
Yeah, they keep you there.
I
wish he was at a party or something that I was at football, and he just telling you a story.
I wouldn't watch the game.
No, everybody be listening to the joke.
What happened next? Yeah.
He's that good, man.
Exactly.
Check this out. If you're new, subscribe, hit the like button. Yeah. No, he's good. Yeah. He's good. He's a natural at what he does. He's a natural.
Yeah.
Not everybody could be a great storyteller.
No, exactly.
Now, people might be better comedians, and he can't be that. But they damn sure can't do this.
They can't do what he does.
Dave can do both.
Yes. That's a great analogy. Great analogy.
That's why, you know what I'm saying? Let's go, guys.
You know, when I was a kid, my mom had a bar and she was popular, so she had a lot of like girlfriends that hung out with her, like hot girls. But there was this one chick that she used to be kind of tight with that I couldn't fucking understand. With the friendship, like they would be on the phone all day, they would talk 5 times a day. If my mother was in the city, she would stop by her house. And then as I got older, I got the backstory that they knew each other in Cuba. And then this lady's name was Z. That's what we're gonna call her for this fucking story. Because the names have changed to protect the innocent, all that shit. So they came from Cuba, and Z married some dude and went to Chicago. My mom opted, went to New York, and like 6 months into the marriage, the guy was beating the hell out of Z, and my mom and my dad drove down there and saved her in the middle of the night and took her to New York, and she was indebted to them, and this is like 1960. And you know, as long as I remember, my mom used to go there, and I like going over to where she lived, because she went on to become a huge drug dealer in New York, right? On 113th and 5th Avenue in the mouth of Spanish motherfucking Harlem, right? And it was scary. It was like The Walking Dead. You see like Puerto Ricans walking around, people fucking nodding on the sidewalks. It was just amazing as a little kid to see this. Fuck the circus and the zoo. These are real fucking animals. Like, hanging there, laying in their own puke and shit. It's fucking tremendous. So I like going there too, because she always give me like a 20 or a 50. As young as I was, she always dropped, and she always did a blast of coke, no matter where the fuck she was. You understand me? So I would go over there.
This dude, what are we in 10 seconds?
A blast.
This dude has got a talent that you can't teach. A blast of coke, no matter what she was.
He's so descriptive.
Yeah.
He acts it out.
Yeah.
So like. He makes you feel it. Like it's not just telling the story.
He's painting the foundation right now.
Right. It's not like, yo, she always does coke. She does a blast.
No matter where you were.
No.
The coke. No matter where the fuck she was. You understand me?
Right.
So I would go over there, she'd pick me up, kiss me, and then go in her bra, pull a line, and ask me how school was. She went to my first communion. She did a bump kneeling down in the fucking thing. She don't give a fuck. That's a real crazy lady. Not one of these ladies with a tattoo and a hat with a feather. I'm so crazy. No, you're not.
No, you're not. You're not, Z.
No, you're not. You go to yoga at Studio City. You ain't that fucking crazy, all right? Fucking crazy. Go to yoga in Compton, bitch, and then we'll talk. So, go into her house, guys. She lived on the 2nd floor of a bodega, and this is like the mid-70s. You know, you knocked on Z's door, and a black guy opened the door, and he'd point you to the back. And I knew I would run to the back, and she lived she had like maybe 3 rooms, you know, like a living room, but where she sold coke out of and heroin was this little room that had like beads in the front, like, you know, you opened it up and shit.
Everybody had that back in the days, bro. Like to separate the kitchen or something. You just, everybody had those beads, bro. Thinking about it now, it's fucking corny. It's like tacky.
Now,
what kind of style is that?
Watch any movie.
That's a door. That's just beads.
You go back in the 80s and 70s.
Damn, everybody had that.
Was this little room that had like beads in the front, like, you know, you opened it up and shit, and she'd be in there watching like novellas with a scale, a bag of coke, a gun, and a motherfucking chihuahua. You understand? who fucking has a chihuahua for protection? And she was dark Cuban, so she had big tits and an ass. Like, she was good looking, but she had blonde hair. It was tight. 30 years before Little Kim. I mean, she was way ahead of her. Finally, like in the 8th or 9th grade, I figured out, you know, they were just good friends. They spoke all the time. Then my mom died. And she was the first phone call I made. And she was the first one there, you know. She made all the funeral arrangements. You motherfuckers been to regular viewings with Gentiles where they sit around and cry and it's like, oh, he was such a great man. That's great. That's great. Then there's Irish fucking wakes where people are drinking and cursing, but then there's Cuban wakes. That makes an Irish wake look like a fucking daycare, okay? They drink 24, and it's open 24 hours. 24 hours funeral parlor. Anything goes. People doing lines, people arguing, people playing dominoes, people playing fucking dominoes.
They do lines playing dominoes.
Hey, he let
So
people
dumb,
play
dude.
fucking dominoes.
Doing
at
lines,
my mom's funeral.
playing dominoes.
That's why I've never been to a Cuban.
Yeah, I've been to a
funeral.
Spanish funeral. It's
Wild, bro.
I don't really like
it's a
doing
week.
wakes or funerals for the most part.
Yeah, but it's-
I miss them. Like, it is what it is. That's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
my thing. I don't really do funerals, man.
yeah. You better go to mine though. You will. Make sure you go to mine.
I'll drag his ass over there.
Lines, people arguing, people playing dominoes, people playing fucking dominoes at my mother's fucking wake, okay? And the first night I hear this commotion and I go in the hallways. Z had the funeral director by the throat because she put the wrong dress on my mother.
Shit.
That is a fucking friend, motherfucker, right? Like, even, because anybody could be your fucking friend when you're alive. But to fucking be at your funeral smacking motherfuckers, right? That's a friend, right?
That's a friend, man.
That's a fucking friend, you know? And she was checking people, like, hey, fuck you. You didn't like her, and she didn't fucking like you. Get out. She was checking people, you know?
That's the way it's supposed to
And
be.
all these people in there, oh, we loved Denora and all this shit. You didn't hear shit from this lady. You didn't hear a word. There was no fakeness out of her. Right there, I learned what fake was and what real it was. At that early age, I learned it. I saw it. Like, people come up to me, oh my God, if you need anything. And then after my mom died, I call them and they changed their fucking phone number. But just little things that I saw right there, and I decided, oh my God, that's what a fake person is. I loved your mother. Oh God, take me. All that shit. You know, the whole fucking 4 days of the wake, Z didn't say shit. She would every once in a while just sit in the back and just take a little bump out of her bra.
Every once in a while.
Take a little bump.
Every once in a
Take a
while.
little
Look
bump.
at his face.
Take a little bump.
He has a talent for this.
Oh man, beyond
You know what I'm
talent.
saying?
Beyond talent.
This is his thing.
Yeah.
The way he can act it out, the way he's so descriptive.
You wonder where it's going.
Give you every
Yeah.
detail.
He's
Like,
so-
you see
he's
it.
so
Like,
curious.
you don't have to
You're
fill
there,
in any
you're there,
blanks.
you're
Right.
there.
You're there.
Yeah.
He's telling the truth, though, what he said about
Oh, yeah,
people,
no, really.
faking it. Man, don't get me started on these people.
She would every once in a while just sit in the back and just take a little bump out of her bra. And look at me and go. And she would just watch what was going on. And she was such a woman, like, men would be having conversation. I'm not talking about regular fucking guys. I'm talking about Latin, old school, machismo motherfuckers. And she would go tell them shit, like, shut the fuck up. Like, even they were scared of her. And I observed all this, like, how she had taken over from my mother. And then the last night, my mom got buried on a Monday. And that Sunday, I went outside to smoke a joint, whatever the fuck you go outside of a wake for, to get air. And when I came back, she was alone with my mother. It was the first time they were alone together. And she was kneeling down. And that's where I got it. She was petting her hair. And she was telling her how beautiful she was.
This is the kind of person.
How the world wasn't going to be the same without her.
Right there.
And how she was going to miss her. And she was her sister. And it was just fucking mind-boggling.
He's perfect.
And then she said, and she turned, like, she knew I was there, and she goes, I'm gonna take care of this motherfucker. I'm gonna take care of him, and I'm gonna watch over him, and I'm gonna make sure he grows up to be a fucking man. And I saw the meaning of friendship right there when Z was petting the fucking hair and doing bumps. She did a fucking bump.
Don't forget to add that. And doing bumps.
And doing bumps.
At the same time.
Petting hair and doing bumps. That's
At
beyond
the same
friendship.
time, man.
Yeah.
But what he's saying, guys, is real. I don't know if you ever
gotta
experienced
love
it yet,
that.
or if you're went through it yet and you realize how fake people are, and you think people around you are real and they're your friends and they're your family. they are fucking not your friends or your family, man.
True.
I mean, that's just real, man. Honestly, you should have about 5 or 6 people that you really have in your circle.
That part is true.
And if you don't have 5 or 6, you have way too many.
Right.
Them people don't give a fuck about you, man.
You better have none. Yeah.
Sorry to break it to you, but he's keeping it real, man.
Right there, right? She did a bump. Look at the cat. She's like, I'd give you one, but what's the difference at this point? But then it was after that. She stuck to her fucking word. Every Sunday, she'd come over from Long Island and meet me at Weehawken Cemetery, and she'd bring a bottle of Dewar's, flowers, and she'd pour the bottle of Dewar's out and tell my mother how much she loved her and she missed her, and she'd do some bumps. And by that time, I was doing coke. And she would like do bumps into the spirit, like, here's a couple for you. And I'd be like, no, give them fucking things to me. You gotta fucking throw them on the grass. It's $20 a fucking blast.
A blast.
$20. Stop it already. Give it to me.
$20 a blast.
So this went on. She took care of me, guys, from 79 till 83, till I got out of high school. Every fucking Sunday, 200 fucking beans.
Wow.
And she'd bring me weed, a little $5 nickel bag from the city.
Really?
And then in 83, I moved to Colorado, and I got into craziness and shit. But I always called her twice a week. I would send her pictures, And then I moved back to Jersey, and by that time I was a fucking lunatic, and cocaine had absorbed me and stuff. And I kept in touch with her, and I would go into the city once a week and take her for a Cuban sandwich. There was a place on 118th Street we walked. And I went to Miami, and I found some friends of hers, and I beat them for like a half a kilo. And I just felt fucking bad. You know how it is, dog. One bump leads into another. Next thing you know, you're having a party. Next thing you know, you did 6 ounces of blow. It's a fucking nightmare, you know what I'm saying? And there's no rehabs, there's no hugs, They don't give a fuck, that's it. So I felt embarrassed. I came back from Miami and I had fucked these people over. I felt embarrassed, so I didn't call her. I didn't call her for like 5 months. Wow. And in January of 85, I finally got a little sober, and I called her one day and I goes, Z, what's going on? And she's like, where the fuck have you been? She goes, you haven't called me in like 5 months. She goes, the cops raided me, they took everything. Wow. She goes, my leg broke and there was nobody here for me. And I felt fucking terrible. I let my mother down, I let myself down, I let Z down.
This is therapy for me.
And I was at a payphone, and I just dropped the fucking payphone. It was like a kick in my stomach, like she had just said, where the fuck were you for me? For all those years I was there for you, right. And you just disappeared on me. And I just felt terrible, and I walked away from the payphone. I didn't call her for about a week or two, and then I finally called, and the phone was disconnected. And I went over to the bodega a few times, and they told me that she got busted, and they closed the apartment, and I never talked to her again. And I felt like shit, and I live with that today.
Wow.
And that was 1985, and I thought about it and I digested it, and I swore to God that if I ever had a chance to be a friend to somebody, because you don't need 20 friends, you just need 3 motherfuckers, and you could.
This is therapeutic for him. Mm-hmm. This is therapeutic for him, because that's some real shit right there. Forget the circumstances and the character of the people he's talking about, but the genesis of what he's saying. And I don't want to touch on these 2 guys with me, but I will in a different time. But when shit goes down, shit gets south. Someone's character, I'm getting emotional here, shows. And these guys were here for me during a dark time, and it was, it turned out good, but true friends, man, you don't need a lot. You don't need a lot.
You said it, bro. You said like 3 or so.
That's right.
Not saying you need to be asshole to everybody, or people
right.
can't have friends.
Right.
But for your circle, your family.
Keep it tight, man.
You pick your family. We said before, you pick your family. You're going to pick this aunt, I'm going to pick this cousin, I'm going to pick this brother, I'm going to pick this mom, I'm going to pick this, and there's 2 friends, and that's my family. Yeah. Everybody else are, cool. We all right.
You don't have to do what he's saying, but when things happen, what he's saying comes to light.
No, yeah.
Quickly.
You'll see.
Quickly.
You'll see, man. Real quick.
Yep.
Take over a country. Okay, that's what we're confused as Americans. We think we need all these motherfuckers. You give me 3 bad motherfuckers, and you're finished. You understand me? You're fucking finished, because we got each other. And listen, man. Like Ari's my fucking Goomba to the end. He might be a Jew or whatever, and I'm Cuban, but that's my fucking Goomba, and he knows that's why I'm here. Not because whatever, but I promised that I would be a friend to people, and I would live and die for them. And when I look at people now, I always look at people sometimes and I go, how's that motherfucker gonna feel when I die? Is he going to be talking shit at my funeral? Or is he going to squeeze my daughter and come see her every week and give her a toy? You know, and that's how I have to look at people. That's how I was raised, you know? And I always lived with that guilt of not
that's
doing something for my friend. And then in 2007, I got off the blow. I quit doing cocaine. Don't ask, you know, don't clap. Nobody's supposed to do it anyway, you know? People are like, I'm off drugs. You're an asshole. You're not supposed to do drugs anyway, okay? Don't fucking break your arm tapping yourself in the back. So, right or wrong, these motherfuckers walk around with their water. I'm sober now. Who gives a fuck? You know, 2 months ago, you were sucking dick for rock. Now I got
2 months ago, you were sucking dick at Roxy.
He's speaking facts,
Really?
though. Like,
He really is.
like, who said it? The Chris Rock thing, like, oh, I'm a dad, or I'm dead for my kids. And he's
supposed
like,
to be, man.
He's supposed to be.
Really? Don't clap
It's
for
the
that
same
shit.
thing, right?
Exactly.
Like, who told you to be on drugs anyway?
to fucking shake your hand. Fuck you. Motherfuckers don't know, you know what I'm saying?
This is a story.
So I got off coke. I had been off coke like 4 days. And that was tough for me. I used to go like 18 hours, and I'm like, ooh. That's a long fucking time, you know? I was clean for 4 days, and a dear friend of mine died. She was a comedian. She died of cancer. And there was this one producer that used to mess with us all the time here in LA. He would have these festivals and tell us that he was going to book us and then decide, oh, no, I'm not hiring dirty comics this year. Why would you have to work so dirty? He'd make us feel bad about being dirty comics. We were just expressing who the fuck we were, you know what I'm saying? So I saw him then. He had messed with me and Marilyn a couple times, and I saw him at the church. Right, I saw him at the church. It was 10 o'clock. I was a little on the stone side. I said, I might as well not say nothing. You know, sometimes you do a bong hit before church just to calm your nerves. You know, sometimes just 1.5, just to, you know, just to loosen you up before church. And
Church.
because church sucks without a bong hit. Trust me, that's why it sucked as a kid. Once you start doing bong hits, church ain't that bad. It's a fucking hour. People shake hands. They give you a cookie. You know, everybody, peace be with you. You know what I'm saying?
He is really, yeah, that's good.
Right or wrong? Peace be with you, brother. Peace be with you.
That's still not part of the story, but it's beautiful. It's still not part of the story,
Peace be with you.
but it's beautiful.
But I don't know what church you're talking about for an hour.
Yeah, you know, Catholic Church.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, not no Baptist church down here.
No, that's a novella. That's 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
So that night they had a memorial at a comedy club, and when I walk into the memorial, well, they had free food at the memorial, like this, like they buried her that day, but they had like a microphone, they had a picture where you're gonna go up and say words, then they had free food. When I walk in, guess who's eating the fucking free motherfucking food?
Right. Fuck you.
That motherfucking producer.
I saw this
Yeah. I didn't see this.
I saw him talking about this on a podcast.
Wow.
He was talking to somebody.
So the story's real.
Either
It's
Joe
consistent.
Rogan or somebody.
It's
He was talking to
consistent.
them, and he talked about this story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking food. That motherfucking producer. Now, by that time, it's after 8 o'clock. The cocaine addiction is growing. I'm getting madder by the minute.
I kinda
I'm
feel
Cuban.
it, man.
It's fucking just,
Percolating.
it's just developing, right? And they come over to me and they go, listen, we do the memorial. Can you go up on stage first? And I'm like, absolutely. And I'll get my words over and I'll get the fuck out of here. So I go home and go to sleep before I choke this motherfucker too, right? So they said, Joe, come into the stage, Joey Diaz. I go on stage, people, you know me. I talk for like a minute, and this motherfucker's over there with that smile on his face. You know when somebody's got like that smile on their fucking face?
Phony shit.
And in the middle of my memorial, I just stopped. And I go, I don't know what the fuck you're smiling about, motherfucker, you know? But I tell you what, I'm gonna go get a drink, and when I get back, you, your wife, and that fucking attorney better get the fuck out of here, because I'm gonna fuck you motherfuckers up. And I was serious, Jack. I was fucking serious. Like, I was done. Like 7 days without a line of coke. This motherfucker, this is my out. I'll beat him up.
This is my
and then
out.
fucking they'll throw me in county jail for 30 days. By the time I get out, I'll be clean and sober. I mean, that was my That's how you gotta think when you're fucking addicted, how I was, you know?
Damn.
But I was really pissed about what this motherfucker had done to me and to Marilyn, and how he had the balls to show up at this fucking wake
It's my Marilyn
with that
Soap
smile on his
thing,
fucking
yeah.
face. And as I went to the drink and I came back in and him and his fucking family were gone, when I walked in my car, I thought about one thing.
See?
That I'm through. I did what I had to do without even knowing I stuck up for one of my friends who had died. And that night, I became that much better as a human fucking being. I made my peace with Z, I made my peace with my mother, and most importantly, I made my peace with myself. And that's my story about that.
This guy is good, man. This guy is good.
Deep story, man.
It was deep. It wasn't a lot of comedy in it, but the message was serious, and he made it light, he made it funny, but he also brought it home.
But Chappelle does a lot of that storytelling, and then he'll hit you with a joke. Or storytelling, you know what I'm saying? He keeps it light a little bit, but even though it be serious, like
it's not like the joke. It's not the joke. He brings the joke in just not to break it up, but I think the theme is the story is more important than the joke.
No, it is.
You know, yeah.
No, he's easily, like we say, man, top 3. He got the top 3 storyteller of all time.
That's a hell of a story, man.
That's a great story, and he's speaking facts once again, man. Hopefully, y'all ain't living in la la land with your life, bro.
That's a great example. We all have regrets. We all have when you mess up in life, man. It stays with you, and if you have a conscience, if you were raised right, you don't forget it, and you try to remedy it in some other fashion, some other way.
You learn from it.
Right.
Yeah, guys. As he said, man, try to like get your circle down to that's Ja Morant's problem right now.
Yeah, it's more than that.
He has his circle too big, and he has the wrong people in his circle.
That's his problem. Is the wrong people.
So he has too big of a circle and the wrong people in it.
Mm-hmm.
Kick those people out of your circle, and you should only have like people that I'm like, guys, get your circle together, guys.
Yeah.
Hit the like button. We appreciate you guys.
It comes with experience.
Watch
really.
These
videos. Good.
Check out the other Joy Diaz stuff, man.
Yeah.
Check out the other Joy Diaz stuff.
But that was
man.
good. That was good.
We have Sister Hyacinth or whatever.
Yeah, I seen.
That's on the Patreon.
Yeah, that's good.
That's not on YouTube. It's on the Patreon, guys. Good. So 80 vids over there for $5. Go check out the Patreon, guys.
Doing lines and dominoes at the funeral.
Oh my god.
That's good. We're back.
So appreciate you guys. See you next time. Man.
Thanks for watching.